Hello, Chevra. Shalom Aleichem. Welcome back to another installment in this series, one verse a week. This week's Parsha is Parshat Haazinu. That can be found in your Bibles from Deuteronomy 32, verse 1 through 32, verse 52. Again, this series is being produced for the reading cycle for the Jewish year 5779. If you found this series to be useful to you, be an aid in your studies, I wish you would consider subscribing to the channel. Click the bell icon if you wish to receive updates. If you feel that this project or any of my other projects are worthy of your support, please consider becoming a patron over on Patreon or making a small donation via PayPal. You can find that information in the details below. Okay, let's get started. Parshat Haazinu. Okay, so the verse I chose is from the back end of the Parsha. So the first several verses of the Parsha are in a song, a complicated song format. So towards the end of the Parsha, it says, concerning the Torah, it says, Ki lo davar rech hu mikem, ki hu chayechem, u vadavar hazeh ta'arichu yamim al ha'adama asher atem ovrim et hayarden shama l'rishta. One more time. Ki lo davar rech hu mikem, ki hu chayechem, u vadavar hazeh ta'arichu yamim al ha'adama asher atem ovrim et hayarden shama l'rishta. Okay, so let us look at this first. Let's see. Okay, so our verbs this time around, we don't really have any verbs. A lot of understood is type verbs up front. So over here, we'll find our first real verb that we get to is ta'arichu. Ta'arichu comes from the shorish aleph, resh, chaf. It means to draw out or prolong. So here it says ta'arichu yomim, you'll draw out your days, or draw out the days. Yeah, you shall draw out the days. Okay, the next verb over here is ovrim. Ovrim comes from the shorish avar, ein, veit, resh. Avar means to cross over. Ovrim is in the participle form, which we would translate conventionally in the present tense. Ovrim, atem ovrim, you are crossing. You are crossing. And then l'rishta with a direct object, hey. So that comes from the shorish yud, resh, shin. Yurash, that means to take possession of. So l'rishta means to take possession of it. It being the land. Feminine direct object or a feminine possessive, depending on how you want to view it. So the land, is a direct object of the verb to take possession. Okay, fine. Let's look at our non-verbs. Ki, because, lo davar rech. So this is not a noun. Ki lo davar rech, because this is not a empty matter. Davar can mean word, can mean matter, can mean thing. So ki lo davar rech is not an empty matter. It's not an empty thing. Rech. Rech here is spelled, this is in the defective spelling, the chasar spelling. You could have the yud there as well. Here, I've given the yud, rech. This is how it would appear in a dictionary. And it would appear this way in some verses and this way in other verses. So rech, it means empty or in vain. useless, that sort of word. Okay, so kilo davar rik hu michem. This is not a empty matter or an empty thing for you. Ki hu chayechem, because it is your life. So the word here is chaim, and it's being possessed. The mem drops off, and chem, your, it gets attached to it. So chayechem, chaim, life, chayechem, your life. U vadavar hazeh, and with this word, or with this matter, ta'arichu yamim, you will draw out days, you will lengthen days, al ha'adama, on the ground or land, adama, the ground or land, asher atem overim, that asher atem overim, you are crossing, et hayarden, the Jordan, et hayarden, the Jordan, shama, to there, sham means there, shama with a hey, with directional hey, means towards there or to there. So you're crossing over to there, overim shama, crossing over to there, lirishta, to take possession of it, meaning the adama, taking possession of it. One more time, put it all together. Kilo davar reku mechem, because it is not an empty matter for you. Kihu chayechem, because it is your life. Hu badavar hazeh, and with this word, with this matter, in this word, in this matter, tarichu yamim, you will lengthen days, al ha'adama, on the land, asher atem ovrim, that you are crossing, et hayarden, the Jordan, shama, there, to there, lirishta, to take possession of, possession of it. Okay, my translation. For it is not an empty thing for you, because it is your life. And with this word, I chose to translate that davar as word, and this one as thing. It really could be, it's not an empty word up here. It could be a thing here, it could be matter, either place. It's a little arbitrary. So with this word, you shall lengthen days upon the land that you are crossing there, crossing the Jordan to possess it. So shama, meaning there, you can work it in somehow, crossing over there, this Jordan to possess it. But it doesn't say this Jordan, it says et hayarden. So I wasn't able to find a good way of putting the shama in. And to possess it, normally in English we would say you're crossing the Jordan to possess. Yeah, you're crossing over to possess it. I guess it works. Okay, fine. Let's see what the other translations fare. For it is not a vain thing for you. Okay, vain thing, I like it. Because it is your life. Good. And through this thing, they chose thing, could have chose word, something like that. Ye shall prolong your days in the land. Okay, so prolong your days. It doesn't say your days, it says yamim. You should lengthen days. You should prolong days in the land. Whither ye go over Jordan to possess it. Okay. Fine, to possess it. All in all, pretty good. I don't like your days. It should just say days. It doesn't say your days. It says tarichu yomim, to lengthen days. So it's a small quibble. NIV. They are not just idle words for you, they are your life. They are not just idle words for you, they are your life. By them you will live long in the land you are crossing the Jordan to possess. Okay, so the NIV takes this and turns it into a they, plural. They are not just idle words. That I don't like that. It is an it, not a they. Word is a permissible translation for davar. Again, davar can mean word, thing, or matter, so that works. By them you will live long in the land you are crossing. So it doesn't say live. This is what's the Hebrew say again? Hebrew is ta'arichu yomim. You will lengthen days. It doesn't say live long. It says lengthen days. So that's an interpretive translation. So I would lean away from that. Okay, all in all, not the worst translation I've seen from the NIV, but still, I see there's stuff that could be polished. NRSV, this is no trifling matter for you, but rather your very life. Through it you may live long in the land that you are crossing over the Jordan to possess. Okay, they made this live long. They're interpreting that the Ta'arichu Yomim to lengthen days. That says they're interpreting it as live long. However, that is not a literal rendering of the Hebrew. The rest of it is not awful, I guess. Okay, JPS, let's see. For this is not a trifling thing for you. It is your very life. Through it you shall long endure on the land that you are possessing upon crossing the Jordan. Okay, long endure is maybe a little bit better than live long, but again, long, just very simply, lengthen days upon the land. Long endure. That seems to be a little bit more active than the actual verb implies. Okay, otherwise, I guess it is okay. Let's see. Oh, through it. That's a problem. Through it. Doesn't say that. It says, what does the Hebrew say again? U'b'davar hazeh, and with this matter, with this thing, with this word. So, in RSV it says through it. Through it. The NIV again says by them. So I don't like that they used pronouns to replace words in the Hebrew, but all in all, not awful. Just some things are a little bit off. Let's see what the stone says. For it is not an empty thing for you, okay? For it is your life, and through this matter shall you prolong your days on the land to which you cross the Jordan to possess it. Okay, so pretty good. Very much like the King James. Your days. There's no possessive there. It says Tarichu Yomim. You shall prolong days. So your days. If it had meant your days, it would have said Yomechem or something like that. So that your is not there. Possess it. I like that it has possess it. After again, see, only the KJV and myself and the stone translate it that way, to possess it. The rishta, the hay with the dagesh, means it, pointing to the Adama. Okay, so all in all, this time around, I think the KJV and the stone, as usual, are the most literal. And I think the rest of the translations are pretty much on even footing with some interpretive translations, some replacing of nouns with pronouns, things of that matter. Okay, fine. Very good. Now that was the next to the last Parshat Haazinu, next to the last Parsha for the Torah in this reading cycle. I hope you'll join me again next week for Parshat Zot HaTorah. That is the Parsha that is read at the very end of the cycle on the holiday of Simchat Torah. And after that, we will begin again. I appreciate you following along with me. I hope this has been beneficial. Kol Tuv, Hatzlacha Rabbah, keep learning.